In life, we go through many trials and tribulations that are meant to test us. However, this allows us to grow, and with each trial and tribulation, we're able to add another lesson into our bag that we can carry throughout life in order to help us along the way, or to help someone else along their way.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boy.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Richest Steve in Atlanta. I recently turned 25 on April 22nd to be exact. And after a quarter century here on Earth, there's a lot of knowledge that I have added to my bag. For that reason, I want to open up my bag and share some of that knowledge with you because who knows how it can help you in your life. So let's have this conversation highlighting 25 lessons I've learned at 25. In no certain order, let's get right into it with lesson number 1, love yourself first. If you don't love yourself, there's no way that you can love someone else or accept love from someone else. When I was younger, I hated myself, and I hated a lot about my life, which caused me to be very judgmental towards myself. This affected me negatively because it hindered me from loving myself. I couldn't be happy, and I couldn't make meaningful connections with other people. I just didn't understand how someone could like someone like me. However, over time, I did get over this, and I learned to love myself first. After that, I found true happiness and gained lifelong friends. So love yourself first. Lesson number 2, find the confidence to be you. Understand that you might not always fit in with the crowd. Like straight up, people may love you, people may hate you, but honestly, who cares? Once you find the confidence to be you, no one will be able to stop you. You'll find your own lane and be able to shine your own light. Lesson number 3, be an independent thinker. I know y'all heard this before from your parents, so I'm gonna tell y'all this again because it's honestly quite funny and it's something that we can definitely learn from. If your friend was to jump off a bridge, would you follow them and jump too? To me, this means stop being a follower and make decisions for yourself. I know there's been plenty of instances where I could have avoided a lot of trouble if I had just listened to my own intuition. So y'all do me a favor and continue to think independently because the crowd might not be always doing what is right for you. Lesson number 4, overcome your fears. When I think of this, I have to go back to when I was a child. We used to have this big play set that we used to jump off onto my trampoline, and one day I was like, I have to jump off the very tippy top. I remember being scared, but I told myself, just jump. And once I did, I felt like there was nothing in life that I couldn't accomplish. And there's a lot to be scared of in life. There's a lot of unknown, but you can't let that hinder you from accomplishing all your dreams and aspirations. So you need to look fear in the eyes and just jump. Lesson number 5, life is not meant to be easy. You need to accept this. That way you can excel in life. I personally feel like life was designed to have hardships. That way it can push us towards our destiny. If everything was just given to us and life was full of teddy bear and lollipops, how are we able to learn and grow? Accept the challenge and watch yourself overcome everything that's in your way. Lesson number 6, continue to seek knowledge. I've always wished for the day that I would never have to learn anything else in my life. And I truly thought after high school that it would become true. However, shortly after that, I found out that that would never happen. Life is all about learning, and we should be actively seeking to learn something in every situation that we're in. And learning can come from a lot of things, reading or going out to experience new things. Either way, just make sure that you're interested in learning and that you're actively seeking knowledge. Lesson number 7, learn to deal with failure. Throughout life, you will not always win. There will come a time where you have to take a loss. But what do you do after you take that loss? Do you roll over and cry, quit? Or do you take the punch on the chin, hold your head high, and learn so that you can grow from the situation? Lesson number 8, you don't know it all. I remember all the times my dad has warned me of incoming doom. He would literally tell me exactly how it would play out, and I wouldn't listen to him. Then, when it came back around, he was right. Sometimes we just have to bump our heads because we feel like we know it all. And there's nothing wrong with trying to figure out life. But remember this quote, a wise man learns from others' mistakes. So take advice from somebody who's older than you, much wiser than you. Be humble and listen. That way you can avoid some difficulties in life. Lesson number 9, learn to interact with people. When I say this, I mean learn to interact with people so that you can get the most out of them. Learn to interact with the man. Learn to interact with the woman. Learn how to interact with people who are managed or leading you. Learn how to interact with the people that you manage or you lead. Learn how to interact with the elders. Learn how to interact with the generation younger than you. You see, most of us are out of touch because we think about ourselves before we think about others. We treat people how we want to treat them instead of how they want to be treated. And this is why you're not a likable person. So work on your personal relation skills. Let me give you a little key. A great book to read is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Lesson number 10, make lifelong friends. Some of y'all aren't dependable for nothing. You can't control your emotions, and you're so toxic you run everybody away. You don't want to be that person who has no friends because they're always falling out with whoever they just met. For that reason, you need to find you a group of great people who treat you right. Then treat them right, because there's nothing like having somebody who you can depend on. And this can be one person or 10 people. Make lifelong friends. Lesson number 11, have hobbies. I believe that you should always be doing something that making sure that you're good financially, but on the side, make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy. This makes sure that you're a well-rounded person and brings a level of satisfaction into your life. You don't want to be that person who's doing the same thing every day, running in the rat race. 9 to 5, home, bed, then work all over again. You should have something in your life that you're doing just for the fact that you love doing it. And here's a little key. If you can find a way to monetize off your hobby, now you have a side job and making money off of something that you love. Lesson number 12, physical fitness. You should be doing something to be physically active, period. And there's a lot of positive things that come with that. Like it helps you deal with stress, you avoid certain health conditions, and you overall look good. So go out, go for a hike, go for a swim, go do some cross fitness. In the end, you will feel better. And y'all know what I always say, if you look good, you feel good. Lesson number 13, be safe when you're intoxicated. Let's be real, you probably drinking or you're doing some drugs. It's become very popular because it's portrayed as the thing to do when you go out with your friends. Just make sure that you're aware of how much you're intaking, be aware of your surrounding, be aware of who you're with, and overall, just don't let these things consume your whole life. Also, when you're under the influence, do not drive. Trust me, it's not worth it. Lesson number 14, budget. Straight up, what are you doing if you don't know what you're doing with your money? You will forever be living paycheck to paycheck or trying to keep up with the Joneses if you don't know what you're spending your money on. By having a budget, you'll be able to track, plan for, and set goals for your money, which will eventually lead to you saving, gaining wealth, and hopefully one day becoming financially free. Lesson number 15, always pay yourself first. What do you do when you get paid? Do you go out shopping? Do you go out for drinks? Do you pay bills? No, what you're doing is paying into someone else's future before you even think about yourself. This lesson is a principle of life. Always set aside 10% of your money and give it to yourself first. This could be for investing or saving. Pay into your own future first. Lesson number 16, always pay off your debts immediately. Now, I know some of y'all will say, there's such thing as good debt. Well, I'm talking about the bad debt. The student loans and the credit card debt that you done racked up over the years. By not paying these, you have interest that is just building, and it quickly becomes more than what the loan was even worth in the first place. Then there's this worst type of debt that's called owing someone that you know, and it ruins all types of relationships between families and friends. So make sure that you're paying off this type of debt immediately. Lesson number 17, stop gambling. I haven't personally known anybody who's positive in their overall gambling win-loss ratio. Everybody just losing. And it's even worse now because we had the sports betting. You get it right on your phone. And I openly laugh at my friends and tell them they need to quit because they know they're going to lose. They might win every now and then, but they constantly spending their $5 on their little $6 parlays and losing. Stop gambling. Now, I know I said these weren't in any type of order, but if you made this far, I want to leave you with my favorite lessons that I've learned along my self-improvement journey, because that's really what's important to me. So let's get right into it with lesson number 18, manage your time. Time is the most expensive currency that we have, and once you spend any of it, you'll never be able to get it back. So you need to guard your time like it's the last cookie in the cookie jar. The only way you'll be able to do this is if you learn how to manage your time. Know what's important in your life and prioritize that first. Also, have a schedule, because by scheduling out your day, you're able to get more done in a more effective way, basically boosting your overall productivity. Lesson number 19, don't be lazy. This is something that I struggle with every day, and on any given day, I'd rather lay in bed all day and do nothing. However, we all know in order to be successful, you can't be lazy. So what do we have to do? Learn to work hard. We can't be lazy. Let's get off the sofa and go put in that hours of time and put in that grind to upgrade our craft. Lesson number 20, stop striving for perfection. Wanting to be perfect is only paralyzing us because it's planting fear and doubt before we even get the wheels turning. Like, we can't even present what we have to the world because we're worried about being perfect. By spending so much time trying to get everything so perfect, you're focused on the minuscule details, wanting it to be just right. You're only holding yourself back from releasing something. That's why I believe perfection is an excuse. Stop striving for perfection and you will improve along the way. Lesson number 21, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Basically, learn to do things that you hate. This is a defining characteristic that we all need to learn because we all know that diamonds are made under pressure. So there will come a time where you need to do something that you hate. You will need to go through that pressure in order to become a diamond. I know for myself, I don't like waking up at 5 a.m., but it's the only time that I can chase my dreams and aspirations before I go to work. So if I want to be successful, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. and get that work done. I have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Lesson number 22, consistency is key. I know y'all have heard this a million times, but I really learned this by going to the gym. When I was inconsistent, I wasn't getting any of the gains because I was basically skipping every day. However, when I was consistent, I started to see my gains, not missing a day, doing my thing. This is crazy because here's the thing about consistency. Once you keep doing stuff over and over again, it becomes a habit. It becomes ingrained into who you are. And that's what makes the difference. Also, here's a pro tip. If you want to be consistent, never miss 2 days in a row. Lesson number 23, change for the better. Don't just hold yourself to who you are now or who people think that you should be. You are allowed to change. And when you are changing for the better, do it unapologetically for yourself. Like, I know when it comes to my sobriety journey, people don't understand at all why I'm doing what I'm doing, but I'm doing it for myself and my future. Lesson number 24, your biggest mistakes are your biggest lessons. I've made a lot of mistakes in life, and in the past I would have beat myself up for being so stupid. However, while being on this self-improvement journey, I've learned that those mistakes have been the most important moments in my life. They have taught me lessons that make me the man that I am today. Knowing this, I don't actively go out and seek mistakes, but I do know that if I do make one, there is a lesson to be learned. Lesson number 25, 1% every day. This is my favorite lesson, and to me it means you can't become who you want to be in one day. It takes time and a lot of patience in order to see any difference. As long as you're improving, the person you are today will be way different than the person that you are tomorrow. So continue to grind, continue to put in that work, but be patient with yourself because improving comes 1% every day. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also, if you enjoyed this video, consider watching this next video on 5 things to sacrifice for the future you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace, love, and riches. I'm out.